Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm doing some important news out of Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District. This seat is currently held by Republican incumbent Don Bacon. He is listed as one of the most vulnerable Republicans to potentially losing his seat in the 2026 midterm elections, and today one more Democratic candidate has entered this race. Nebraska State Senator John Cavanaugh has officially filed his candidacy for the 2nd Congressional District. This district, as the article note, represents he comes from District 9, a Nebraska legislature since 2020. District 9 represents parts of Midtown Omaha. Cavanaugh said, "I'm running for Congress because the people of Nebraska deserve a representative in Congress who will stand up for working families, who will stand up for veterans and seniors." Republican Don Bacon has held the 2nd Congressional District in Congress since 2017. He defeated former Nebraska State Senator Tony Vargas in the 2024 election. Bacon is yet to confirm whether he will run for re-election in 2026 or not. He said in April that he plans to, quote, "pray on it." He said that back in April. In a statement Wednesday, Bacon's campaign said, as he does every cycle, he's considering his options and will make that decision with his family later this summer. Prior to his tenure as legislature, Cavanaugh worked as a Douglas County public defender. There are also some other Democratic candidates in the race I'll be going over in just 1 second. So, as the article mentioned, the 2nd Congressional District covers the Omaha metropolitan area, including all of Douglas County, and home to the city of Omaha, Saunders County, and suburban parts of northern Sarpy County, including La Vista and Papelbon. The incumbent representative is Don Bacon, who was reelected with 50.9% of the vote in 2024. So, very, very close election back in 2024 for Don Bacon. As I'm going to go through the election history in just 1 second, but just to show you the candidates that are running or could be running, on the Republican side, there are 3 potential candidates: Don Bacon, Brett Lidstrom, a former state senator, if Bacon decides to retire, said he could potentially run for this, and Dan Frey, former member of the Nebraska Republican Party and candidate for this district in 2014 and 2024. Don Bacon, if he does decide to run, currently has, as of March 31st, approximately $881,000 cash on hand. The Democratic side, however, already has some significant movement, including the 2024 nominee, Tony Vargas, already announcing he will not be running for this district. After he was the nominee in 2022 and 2024, he announced he will not be running again. Now there are 4 candidates in the race: Evangelos Ariakis, an attorney and perennial candidate; John Cavanaugh, a state senator and son of former U.S. Representative John J. Cavanaugh III. John J. Cavanaugh was an American politician and lawyer from Nebraska. So there's a historical precedent and family precedent of Cavanaugh's getting elected in Nebraska, which could potentially give John Cavanaugh an advantage in running for this seat. Mark Johnson is also running, as well as Denise Powell. Denise Powell so far has 3 notable endorsements, including from the nominee from 2024, Tony Vargas, in this race. John Cavanaugh has Michaela Cavanaugh as well, the candidate's sister. So as of right now, if I were to make a quick prediction here, this primary is currently wide open, obviously, as we have no polling information to go off of, but it seems to be a two-person race between Denise Powell and John Cavanaugh to win the Democratic nomination. The big wild card to watch for here is what the independent Dan Osborne decides to do. He's publicly expressed interest in running for this seat. He's also expressed interest in maybe running for Senate in 2026. Governor is also possible, but I think Senate or House are more likely. He ran a very close race for Senate in 2024, almost rather surprisingly. If he were to enter this race, that could, if the Democrats stay in the race, hurt the chances of them flipping back to the seat, as Osborne in 2024 got a significant amount of both Democratic, Independent, and some Republican support. So Osborne being in this race would really split the Democrats' chances at flipping the seat and would likely give Bacon or another Republican another win. So the Democrats and Dan Osborne should probably have some sort of deal that if Osborne were to run or not run, they should not be running at the same time, as that hurts their chances in all likelihood. But this district, Cook Politico and Sabado Crystal Ball both have it listed as toss-up. Inside Elections has it as tilt Republican, and I'm about to show you why. In 2024, at the presidential level, Kamala Harris won this district by 4.7% over Donald Trump. Just at the presidential level, I'll be doing the House level in 1 second, the district overall did swing towards Trump by about 2 points from 2020 to 2024. But from 2016 to 2024, the district shifted about 7 points towards the Democrats, towards Kamala Harris. If you want to go back to Mitt Romney in 2012, this district has shifted about 12 points from 2012 to 2024. So this district overall has been shifting towards the Democratic direction, large part being population growth in the Omaha and greater Omaha area is causing this district to shift a little bit. And at the House level in 2024, Don Bacon was able to win by 1.9% over Tony Vargas in a very, very close race. The overall vote numbers had Bacon getting about 160,198 votes to Vargas's 154,369. So roughly about a 6,000 vote difference separating Bacon and Vargas in this district. Not a whole lot of votes separating the incumbent Republican and the Democratic challenger. Back in 2022, Bacon did win by 2.7% against Vargas, a larger electoral victory. And also 2022, which was supposed to be more of a Republican midterm year, it ended up being kind of like a mix of being a good night for the Republicans and Democrats, likely due to the overturning of Roe v. Wade kind of changed what the electoral prospects were looking like in 2022, but Bacon was able to win by about 2.7%. Back in 2020, obviously he was redrawn following the census, but Bacon won by 4.6%. In 2018, Bacon won by 2%. 2016, Bacon won by 1.2%. Back in 2014, the last time a Democrat held it, Ashford won by 3.3%. So it's been a lean Republican district electorally in every election since 2016, which says at very least, at the bare minimum, we know it's going to be very competitive in 2024. Looking at the Cook PVI of this district, it's actually more of a Democratic district. In 2023, it was listed as even. 2025, the Cook PVI has it at Democrat +3. That would be, using the rating scale that I use, would be considered a lean Democratic district with a Republican incumbent. And that's why when you talk about the 2026 U.S. House elections, where right now, based on the consensus rankings, Republicans are currently favored with about 211 House seats. Democrats currently have about 205. Actually, let me just reset. Yeah, okay. I did add a few more. I want to make sure I had the correct rankings. I'm sorry. The Republicans currently favored on the consensus map of 208 Republicans, Democrats of 205. This district, Nebraska 2nd, is a very important district for which party will control the House, as only about 22 House seats right now are considered toss-up among all the consensus rankings. To have a majority in the U.S. House, you have to have 218 U.S. House seats. That means the other party that doesn't have the majority will have about 217. And currently, Republicans have 208, Democrats 205. So this district is very important. If Bacon were to hold on to this very close race, it gives the Republicans a very important hold. If the Democrats were to win this race, the Democrats, who currently, based on the current House composition, only need to flip 3 House seats to take back the majority on top of holding everything they currently have. Well, now the Democrats only need to flip 2 more House seats. So this district is very important, and being Democrat +3 certainly heightens the risk that Republicans could potentially lose this district to the Democrats. Just to show you how the district electorally is shifted from 2022 to 2024 on the House side of things, it actually got 0.8% more Democratic for the Democrats going from 2022 to 2024. From 2020 to 2024, it got about 2.7% more Democratic. From 2018, it shifted about 0.14%, and from 2016, it shifted Republican by about 0.65%. So it really hasn't shifted all that much in 2016 compared to 2024. 2018, it didn't shift all that much. 2020, however, it did shift almost by about 2.75%. In 2022, it shifted about 0.82%. So this is going to be one of the closest races to watch for in 2026, and it plays a very, very important role. And again, just to close the video with this, I'll show you right now, this is the consensus map of 208 to 205. The current map for the U.S. House right now is the Republicans have 220, Democrats have 215. And if this district were to go blue, then it'd be 219 to 216 for the Republicans, Democrats. Again, all Democrats would have to do is flip 2 more House seats, maybe Iowa's 1st district, and let's say Wisconsin gets redistricted, maybe Wisconsin's 3rd. If these 2 seats were to then flip and go to the Democrats, well, then Democrats would have a 1-seat majority in the U.S. House. So in 2026, which is supposed to be a historical precedent, a Democratic wave midterm year, the Democrats only need to flip 3 House seats to take back the House. Republicans are playing a very, very tough defensive approach here in 2026. In Nebraska's 2nd district, you can bet, is going to be one of the most important targets the Democrats have for 2026. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. Leave a comment below, and I hope to see you in a future video.